Hey there, it's Karen here, and I'm going to share with you my honest opinion 4 years later after doing the 131 method. And honestly, if I could do it over, I would do this first, exactly what I'm going to share with you in this video. Back then, though, there was no way that you could tell me to back up. I was all in. And still, too much of a good thing is still too much. Look, it's a great program. It's a fantastic book. I had great results. I had balanced my hormones. I had lost weight. But anything that you do too much of, even if it's a good thing, can cause a negative result long term. The first meal plan seems to work the best. Ignite, where it's keto and intermittent fasting. And so it's the one that I tended to stay on, even though, there's advice to continue to cycle through. I always felt my best there. So after I had gone through a few rounds, I continued to stay very low carb. I continued to stay, kind of in the intermittent fasting. But I also ran the New York City Marathon. And all of that stress on my perimenopausal body bugged me. So there were some things that I would love to share with you. If you are a perimenopausal woman and you've stumbled upon my videos, because I have so much of them, I want you to just do what I didn't do. And the number one mistake that I made was not actually understanding how intermittent fasting and the keto lifestyle can affect a perimenopausal woman and the hormones that are on a roller coaster. And yes, it's a lot of information out there is said to balance hormones, but there's a delicate dance. And so what I learned after I bonked, I learned how to get my cycle back in sync. I had fallen into a situation where I had regressed way back to where I was before I started the 131, where I had been, very hormonal, having very bad periods, having all this weight that would stick and wouldn't go away. And I was diagnosed with 2 large fibroids, one the size of a grapefruit, the other the size of a tangerine. And I decided that I wasn't going to have surgery. But I did have to reprogram my nervous system because I was also experiencing extreme anxiety. So I stumbled into this book, and I don't have the cover of it, but it's called Alyssa Vitti, I think I'm pronouncing it right, called In the Flow. And what she goes through in this book is really identifying what your cycle is, and she gives you plans and even lifestyle to live within your 28-day cycle as a woman. Now, she definitely does not recommend intermittent fasting, especially in the perimenopausal phase, but she does give you guidelines on how to eat in certain parts of your cycle. So step number 1, if you're looking into this style of eating, intermittent fasting and cycling your diet, the first thing that you want to do is be sure that you know when your cycle is, because it's so important to track the different parts of the cycle. She not only gives you all the science and the research in this book and teaches you how to really become in sync with your biorhythms, but she also gives you like some food ideas and some meal plans and some recipes and exercise structures. So if you're someone that exercises a lot, like I did, it's important to know, when it's optimal to push on the gas and when it's optimal to be actually resting. And she gives you those guidelines. So within about a year of practicing this, I was back on track with my cycles, and now it's 3 years later, and fibroids are gone. I am having my cycle is normal again. And I didn't need any surgery. And, so that's an attest to this. And I've kept that strong for the last couple of years. Now, as I get deeper into perimenopause, this book comes out, and I'm still kind of hanging on to that excess weight that I had gained back. So I thought, I would love to try intermittent fasting again. And I wanted to look into it in an easier way for my body, because if I push myself too hard, I get anxious, and nothing is worse nothing to me is worth that anxious feeling. If I'm moving my body every day and I'm choosing healthful foods, and I'm able to be happy and anxiety free and still like feeling normal, not with all of the symptoms that can come with perimenopause, then I feel like I'm doing okay. But I still wanted more. I wanted to be able to push on the gas. It's been 3 years now, and I feel very strong. So I came across this book by Mindy Pell, and it's very new. It's called Fast Like a Girl. Like, I'm not endorsed with any of these programs or books that I'm talking about. So it's called Fast Like a Girl. And so it's important that you know this first. So if you already know your cycle, then you can like just hop right into here. And if you know what day you're on in your cycle, which, by the way, if you don't know your cycle, there's apps you can get. I use my Aura ring. It tells me what day I'm on in the cycle, and you can just pick it up. So she teaches you how and when to fast, when it's optimal for your body in the state that it's in as a woman, especially in a perimenopausal state, or if you're not perimenopausal, it's just where you're going to get the maximum benefit and when to steer clear of it, so that you can still get the benefits of fasting, like autophagy and getting rid of that weight loss resistance, and renewing the system and stuff like that, without jeopardizing the balance of the hormones. Because when we're in perimenopause, it's like it's not steady, right? So, and you can be in perimenopause for like 15 years before you're actually officially in menopause, which menopause is 12 months without a cycle. And that's the difference. And that's a different phase of life. Perimenopause it's like this. And so it's our job as women to, if we're looking at our best selves, to really figure out like where's the ebb and flow, and in this state. And the mind is connected to the body, it's connected to everything. So I won't get too much into that. But if I were to do it again, I would definitely want to have read those 2 books first before diving into the 131 method. And then you can take the 131 method and you can sync it up to, the other 2. I really hope she does an updated version, because, to 131 method credit, like all of this extra data had not been collected. Like, when she did the research for her book, it was mainly on men, right? That's mainly what's been tested. And so the female body responds differently to everything. We're just different. Okay, so another one, I'm going to shamelessly plug another book, and that's my book. I wrote this. It's called Be Weightless, Like Your Body, Love Yourself. In here, I talk about the bunk that I had and how I got back up, and how to just, eat for energy and fuel your body for energy and move for energy, rather than going for depletion or a certain number on the scale. So anyways, just to recap it all, if I were to do it over again, 131 method was a massive eye-opening experience, and I'm super happy that I did it. I do not regret anything. It showed with me how much I could actually push myself physically and mentally and get really great results. I felt amazing until I didn't anymore. And so looking in hindsight after reading these two books and implementing them, I understand more so like why I balked. So if I could just share that information with you, you know, to learn about your cycle when you're syncing, like so you can sync it up to what you're doing. And then if you do want to fast, fast like a girl. And the 1-3-1 method, if you are still interested in that, I would recommend to go just bypass the book and go straight into the program itself, because they teach you everything. It's Phase It Up. Again, I'm not endorsed by it anymore. I used to be an affiliate, but they canceled the affiliate program. But they have dietitians in there, and they've updated things. And the last I checked, they had a hormonal phase, and there is all that information, and there's an accountability group too. So if you like accountability, that's there for you too. Me, not so much. I didn't find that it was serving me anymore in what I needed. Uh, but that's just me. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a like. And if you're new here, subscribe. I make videos on helping you be the navigator for your personal life, your creative life in motion, feeding energy to your mind, body, and your purpose. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.